Welcome back to the Brothers Grimdark, everybody. My name is Lyndon and I have a really exciting video for you. What we're going through today is the draw for our 2026 Blood Bowl season. So we've got 10 teams, but those teams are going to be split into two different divisions, 5 in each. And what I've done is I've paired those teams off with who I think is the most similar. So we've got two teams that are sort of two all-rounders, and then so they're pooled together so they can't be into the same draw. And then we've got two teams that are good passers, two teams that are good runners, etc., etc. So idea is that each division will sort of have an even split of teams that are in it. Then what will happen is those teams will play each other once. So there'll be each team in a division will play 4 games. After all those games have been completed, the top 4 teams will go through to the quarterfinals, and the bottom team in each division will play each other for the wooden spoon. So that'll be a bit of a grudge match for you guys to look forward to. Then we'll have the quarterfinals. So first place in the Grim division will play against 4th place in the Dark division, and second place in the Grim division will play against 3rd place in the Dark division. 3rd place in the Grim division, 2nd place Dark division, 4th place Grim division, 1st place Dark division. Get the picture. So let's run through our pools. So in pool 1, we have the 2 all-round teams, both human teams. So you've got humans being piloted by Connor, that is the Hold'em Haulers. And also in their pool, we have the Bretonians. Yes, you guys familiar with Warhammer Fantasy. Bretonians have made it across to the Blood Bowl world as well. So we've got the Bretonians being run by Rowan, and that is Glen Griffin United. Then in Pool B, we have the Necromantic Horror, the Hilton Howlers, being run by Cameron, as well as the Dark Elves being run by Marisha. So the Dark Elves are the Mount Manganui Vixens. These two teams are our 2 running teams. So these are more of a ground-based games, whereas the 2 human teams, the humans and the Bretonians, they can kind of do a bit of everything. They've got a classic Blood Bowl setup of a thrower, 2 catchers and 2 blitzers. That's sort of the basic how you want to set up your team. But then running teams, they don't want to throw the ball so much, a bit more of a ground-based team, and they sort of switch out that catcher and thrower position for something else. Then we've got our 2 teams which have a 2+ passer. So 2+ passing is about as good as it gets in Blood Bowl. And the 2 teams we've got representing that superiority in this game are the Vampires and the Skaven. So our Skaven are being run by Adam, that's the albino garage rats. And then the Vampires are being run by Greg, they're the Thirst and Downers. Then we go on to Pool 4, and that's our bashy teams, I guess you would say. They're not full on bash, they're not as extreme as something like an orc team or a dwarf team. They got a little bit more to them, but don't pound quite as hard. And that is the Lizardmen being run by Johnny, the Chillyville Red Dragons, and a Norse team being run by Dean, the Longforgan Longboats. There'll always be a bit of bash in either division, so teams are going to have to watch out how they play around those teams. And then lastly, we have our stunty pool. So while all the other teams here, they have a sort of strategy of how they want to win, the human teams, they're a little bit more flexible, but mainly a team has a sort of A plan, and then a B plan, and possibly a C plan. Stunty teams, they're just going to try win any way, which way possible, and have a good bit of fun along the way. And representing that, we've got a Gnome team being piloted by Simon, the Laganalaki Guards, and then I'm running a Goblin team, the Coffin Road Ringers. All right, so what I'm going to do, hopefully you can see those labeled here. I'm just going to fold those up, put them into the cups in front of me. Very professional here with my fancy cups. Fold them up. The first name that I draw out of the cup will go into the Grim division. The second name I draw out of the cup will go into the Dark division. Simple as that. All right, that's everybody sorted. So let's begin with Pool A. Who is going to be in the Grim division? That's both of them, Lyndon. We have the Bretonians. That's Rowan with his Glen Griffin United into the Grim division. leaving the human team piloted by Connor, the Hold'em Haulers in the Dark Division. All right, next up are two running teams. Where are they going to be placed? Necromantic Horror going into the Grim Division, piloted by Cameron, the Hilton Howlers, leaving Marisha and her Milkmanganui Vixens, the Dark Elves, in the Dark Division. All right, our two 2+ passers, the Skaven and the Vampires up next. And it's the Skaven I can see. Skaven are going into the Grim Division, the Albino Guard Rats, being piloted by Adam, which leaves Greg and his Vampires going into the Dark Division there. All right, on to our Dashy teams, the Lizardmen and the Norse. Oh, it's the Lizardmen. First up, the Chillyville Red Dragons, being run by Johnny. They're in the Grim Division, leaving Dean and his Longforgan Longboats, the Norse team, in the Dark Division. And lastly, the Stunties, providing a little bit of that X factor, a little bit of that chaos to either league, both leagues. First up, for the Grim Division, it is the Laganalaki Guards, being piloted by Simon, his gnomes, leaving me with my goblins, the Coffin Road Ringers, into the Dark Division. And there you have it. That is our two divisions. Ooh, spicy, spicy. We've been looking forward to me filming this video for a long time. It's been a couple of months since we decided everybody that was going to be in the league. Everybody's been feverishly painting their teams, getting them ready for the championship, but also really wanted to know who their first game is going to be against, who's going to be in their division. So that's drawn. People can maybe start planning, trying to figure out what their game plan is going to be against each team. What do you guys think at home though? How do you think these two divisions have landed? Do you think they're pretty even split? Do you think one of them's maybe a slightly tougher division than the others? And please let us know who you're rooting for in each division. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up there. Next week, I'll be going through the Grim Division, talking you through all the team rosters that have been selected. So everybody's already chosen their teams from the rosters available. Be talking through them, doing a bit of a deep dive of what I think everybody's strategy is going to be, what the weaknesses and strengths of all the teams are, and also a little bit about the coaches, as we know a few of them already, have a little bit of an understanding of their play style, how they've done in previous championships, and just be able to give you guys as much information as possible going into that game 1, which is only a few weeks away now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.